Welcome back. And that music you're hearing, the great Bob Seger. There's a reason why we're playing some Seger today. I got a special guest, actually our financial correspondent here at Fix Your Algorithm, Mr. J.R. Rotchford. Owns Rotchford and Associates out in Phoenix. You may hear him on another money show, but today he has graced us with some of his expertise and knowledge and just sitting here and bullshitting with me a little bit. I appreciate you here, JR. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you, Doug?
Good. I'm a little, yesterday, it's July 5th, feeling a little extra patriotic this morning, a little hungover. It's a nice long weekend. If you're not working for a corporation, they may or may not have the day off. You never know. A lot of my friends who work for companies out in India or worked yesterday is something that in this country, we don't really honor the federal holidays always when we're working because you never know if the company you work for is actually based in the United States. They're not celebrating July 4th in India. JR, how was your 4th, buddy? You spent it out in Arizona?
Yes, up in the mountains in Arizona, and my son and I got to snake out plumbing. It's nice when you own a home and you have no handyman, so we are the handymen. And we changed batteries and rode quads yesterday. So life is good.
So quads are ATVs?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like the fucking best 4th of July ever. Nothing's more American than an ATV.
Right? Oh, yeah. I mean, we rode shooting guns up in the air, drinking beers naked. Hell yeah, it was good.
Fuck yeah. Had a cape on, an American flag cape on your back.
Wait, note to self, Amazon cape. Go ahead.
Amazon's got some very pro-American things going on. Hey, man, I'm in the mood. Are you in the mood? Let's fucking get at it. Since we're on the topic of America, JR, let's get at it. This is a theme song for 2024. Fucking good. You gotta like the guy. Doodle by @Jimmy.something. If you enjoyed that song, is actually from Team America World Police, a movie I'm influencing you to listen or watch, JR. But that video is I've seen it around for a couple years now. It's pretty genius, and it only reminds me of just how many talented people, anonymous people are out there. But we'll give Jimmy.something some love there, Doodles.
And Jimmy, you're going to have to take out Bed Bath & Beyond. They went south. You're going to have to replace. And Walmart. America, fuck yeah. We're 96% Chinese goods, but fuck yeah, America.
So true. And then now you got everyone, all the people going against these corporations now, assuming that these corporations are just American or just whatever. We want to pretend all these protests that going on are about anything but trying to hurt these businesses and these corporations that are built this country. It is capitalism. It is, we worked very, very hard in this country to develop different kinds of industries and just develop such a strong nation that was able to excel. And we just, as you and I both know very well, we talk about often, and a lot of your show, Another Money Show, talks about this. We're watching it all implode. Greed came in, the corporations now. There is no America. There is no Canada. There is no Spain. There is no Europe. There is no Middle East. When it boils down to it, the people that control this company are looking at the corporations and their bottom line. So if they can hurt the McDonald's stock, and if they can hurt the Apple stock, and if they can hurt that, that's a win for them. Meanwhile, all these countries and these civilizations that are basically, just under this corporation's rule, are the ones who suffer from poverty.
Can I back you up for a hair? Can I interject when something you
Please
say
do.
I disagree with?
Yeah.
I know it's your show, but I have to disagree with you. I do think this chaos, I think a percentage of it is orchestrated, but I think it's orchestrated from the top. I think the grassroots protests, I think the college campus protests, there is organization, but there's a lot. Don't sell the American people short. They are dumb as shit. You got a whole bunch of just little sheep that follow what they're told by their puppet masters. So, as much as I agree that we are trying to tear down corporations, anything that has a societal fabric, we're trying to tear down. But you got a whole bunch of little minion warriors that are uneducated. The education system's trashed. It has been for decade after decade. But I watch as much as I can, as you know, so I get ready for the show every week. And I gave people too much credit when I start digging into some of the people I saw. When I look at ASU in Tempe, Arizona, half of the people there had nothing to do with the school. So that's orchestrated. Those are people sent there to perform chaos. The other half, stupid ass college students that have no idea what they stand for. That, they've been fed a load of crap. So I don't know. I think you need to give more credit to how dumbed down this country has become. There's a reason we're imploding. You're correct. We're imploding. Nothing happens overnight. This is a 20-year decline, but nevertheless, it's declining.
We're there. We're at the tipping point. Yes. We've been seeing it for a long time. You talk about the people that are sent there from Arizona State. Sure, they're coming up, but you know how they got in there, right? You know how they were able to organize. The student Palestinian SJP, or let's just say they're all over the country at every school. And they were established and they were put in there because different sources they're mainly linking it to Qatar, but it's Saudi. It's all different countries that are over there. Donate an influx of money to the university. Therefore, they're able to set up professorships. They can pick and choose which professors they want in there. They had the SJP, which is a student organization that for years have been calling for the intifada, a global intifada, but now we're noticing it. They were able to organize and recruit these kids through these programs under the guise of social justice. So what we are scared about the borders, which you and I are, but to be honest with you, I think there is more attention on it now, and hopefully that works out. I am most scared about the fact that these school systems are basically passport programs for people. So if you get in with an organization, have millions and millions and millions of dollars to influx to Harvard University, well, then they're going to be able to bring over students that start taking those classes, and they're already now in line for their green card. And this is a way for the Visa Plus. They get an education on not their dime, because there's all these different scholarships and there's all these different things. And then now we've exposed an education system which is not only just flawed, it is broken, because those professors can teach whatever they want, and we know what they're teaching, and they're focusing on certain issues and completely omitting certain segments of history, not just World War II, Nazism, ideology, Axis forces, not even just that. It's just, there's all these genocides taking place for years in Yemen and Somalia, in a bunch of different areas. We have one happening in Ukraine, which there is talk about that one. There is things that are happening, but we're not focusing on those in this country, just like Israel. Like, we would like to keep our hands off those two issues. But why are we focusing so much on those and not the one in Yemen? And not all these other ones in Africa that are all about this, have the Saudis involved and all these different Muslim countries. Israel's the only Jewish country in an area with how many Muslim countries are there? 60? And there's horrible genocides happening in this country. These kids will never even know those countries exist. Why, JR? Why aren't they teaching them about those? Oh, it goes against their motives. It goes against their people.
Agendas. And you hit something that, the lifeblood of my world, my job, my life, follow the money. I said it during the COVID years. I'm saying it. I'm just ongoing. Look at the money being fueled into certain countries. Look at the complete lack of money being fueled into others.
Right. These worlds that we're not a part of, they keep making us feel like we're a part of some kind of world that they're involved in. But the truth is, all these politicians, the ones that are at the top, they live in a completely different universe than us. And then these people that they're now getting to join their ranks, and they're brainwashing, the Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world, or the AOCs of the world, and these younger people who are coming up are not part of that world either. They are just blinded by the money and their stars, and they're this, and they're not even part of that club. So while they are now idols in this world that both these parties are creating, they're basically just being trained to be little minions for their agenda. But that's another thing. 4th of July, and did you notice on your feed or with your friends, or have you noticed since this past kind of year where it has kind of been noticeably that perhaps this mental warfare and this information warfare we've been experiencing for the last 10 years is now going to turn physical? The threat is now in our country to a point where if an intifada does happen, a global violent uprising is what the word means in the definition. You can chant it all you want, thinking you're supporting a certain group of people, but what you're really saying is death to all Jews and really all Western civilization. Really, an intifada is deeper than just Jews. It's a whole ideology. It's Western thought. It's capitalism. It is whatever they're trying to overthrow. Have you felt like this year with a patriotism? I mean, I noticed you're wearing red, white, and blue, and I now have flags in front of my house where I never really had flags before, but one of the neighbors was putting them out during Memorial Day, and we've kind of kept them up all summer, and that's never been me before.
And this shirt, I mean, part of the meaning behind this shirt, I'm trying to help the world. This was made in Bangladesh. So USA, made in Bangladesh. So I'm helping the kids over there.
And you're helping the economy, because
yes,
we buy those services. Economy.
So something that was always, and I know this is a side point, and I'll answer your bigger question, but since I can remember, I've ridden a Harley Davidson, made in the USA, got my first one in 1982. So I've had them for a long time. Go to a Harley Davidson store when you're resting and pick up the coffee mugs, pick up the t-shirts, pick up everything you can in the store and see what you can find that's made in the USA. It's so funny because Harley, you talk about apple pie and baseball and Chevrolet. Harley Davidson would be a pretty solid US company. Nothing they sell is made in the USA. Anyway, sideline. Not only have I noticed it, and you and I have talked about this for a couple of years now, road rage, little things, people are on edge. They're on edge financially. They're on edge because of inflation. That's my wheelhouse. They're also on edge because they're tired. They're seeing people not happy with each other. The demographics in Phoenix, they're changing. Do your thing. Go to work. I mean, you do you, as they say at some casino in Phoenix. Leave me alone. I want to be left alone. That's my number one thing. Let me work. I'm not under the impression that this is a free nation. I look at the cameras everywhere, try to go fishing without a license. I mean, we're very much controlled. But when there's too much change too fast, this could go wrong. And I've watching the geopolitics for years. When Iran used to have, you give them a pallet of cash and they're chanting death to Israel, death to USA, the evil Satans of the world. Something's going to give, Doug. I mean, we are going to go into a civil war, not a revolution. Country's too dumbed down. The country is.
But are people seeing this, JR? Are people noticing that
more and more?
So did you notice a lot of the protests yesterday? Did those pop up on any of your algorithms or any of your news?
Luckily, I barely saw my phone. The couple times I texted you, we were off the quads. I unplug lately because I'm going crazy. I'll go a Saturday and Sunday. Just somebody that knows how to get a hold of me. If it's an emergency, I'll check it out. Anybody sending me videos, songs, anything, I can't do it anymore. I get about 250 to 300 emails a day. Obviously the radio show has added to that. My phone goes nuts day and night. I have insomnia. I don't sleep normal hours, and people are kind of used to getting a hold of me at 4 a.m. Well, you and I have talked. And I'm like, do you ever sleep, Doug? Well, I'm the same way. So we actually are not good for each other in that way. But no, I got to unwind.
My question for you, so in these insomnia moments, is it all depends on me. I go through phases. I go through years of my life where I'm up with the sun, and I go through years of my life where I can't get out of bed for the life of me. And you know, through times of especially I took October 7th a completely different way than probably 99.5% of the population. Well, let's think there's 15 million Jewish people in the world. Put that to the world population, I think it's a 0.006 we represent. My mind was always racing and looking and like, what am I witnessing unfold as?
And that's getting worse. Isn't it way worse now? From October 7th, it's worse, not better.
It was the shock. I am completely detached. I had to detach months ago. But if you're emotionally attached into it, that first couple weeks and month were the most agonizing thing. You're watching all your friends completely be silent. You're watching people that are starting to believe what they're seeing because they're it was very obvious that this was going to become a Democrat versus a Republican situation, like everything goes. And all of a sudden, the social justice people love it. All of a sudden, could care less about the Jewish people and only get behind the war. Oh, we don't want a war, anti-war. Meanwhile, the whole week leading up to the first missile that was launched out of Israel into Gaza, people are in Harvard saying, you know, F the Israel and saying from the river to the sea, which is now illegal to say, but for about that became illegal in January. In October, we kept saying, hey guys, from the river to the sea means the destruction of Israel and 2 Muslim people and 2 Gazans and 2 Palestinians and a big group of jihadists. It means the death of all Jews in Israel and taking it over by the Palestinians. You saying from the river to the sea may sound like a nursery rhyme and it may sound like a cool tramp, but it is extremely anti-Semitic. And you're basically saying to all your Jewish friends is that I'm supporting you being.
You do realize we had elected representatives, we had politicians, we had public officials, whatever you want to call them. We had people saying that in front of cameras.
Yeah, no, everyone was saying it. Same with Intifada. And then all of a sudden, the stuff started erupting on these college campuses where they're like, uh-oh, we're going to tell them they can't do that anymore. They're still doing it. Here, let me show you. This is fun. So you didn't see yesterday.
Nope, not a bit.
Cool. Well, this is what happened in New York, but this was happening all over the country. But this is what we got to wake up to in New York. You see? Philadelphia. Here, let me shut this off. There's a bunch of videos I'm going to flip through. Outside of City Hall in Philadelphia, they set aside dozens of U.S. flags on fire. So this has gone from Israel to the USA pretty quickly, right? Because we're in July. But these U.S. flags have been burning since November, JR. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it hasn't been happening. This is all very systematic. And so on July 4th, they did this outside of there, NYC attacking Americans in as they chant death to America. That makes sense. Here's one. This is Washington Square Park. This is Washington Square Park. This is actually one of my favorite places in New York City. This is right by NYU, coincidentally. And it was such a beautiful place. And now this is what that beautiful area of New York looks like. Oh, look at this one. On the streets, they're cheering because they're all just like, oh, look at the sparks, look at the fire in the sky. Meanwhile, they're waving flags and basically saying death to America at the same time as celebrating America's independence. Oh, look at this one. More from Washington Square Park. So, oh, look at this fun guy. They incorporate like rap music and hip hop and black culture. This is Washington Square Park. I'll show you. I think. Do you know that video I sent you? The video of acapella soul. They're singing in the jungle. The lion sleeps tonight. Remember that video I sent you? It's got some views. That's right there. That was filmed right there. And this is what these animals turn a beautiful park filled with soul. Look at the kid on. Did you see the kid on his dad's shoulders? These aren't Middle Eastern jihadi warriors. Look at their faces. They are all students. There's even a Jewish guy with a beard. That's what
I was going to say to you. I mean, when you've got all these campuses teaching the young people who are still impressionable how wrong this country is and how evil the U.S. is, of course they're going to do this. Look how young every video you just showed, look how young they all are. You're not
That's Washington Square
These
Park.
are people that have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea how this could turn out for them. What's so funny? I mean, I love the, gays for Palestine. I don't know if people are smart enough to understand how this can end for them.
I can't, so that's what I hope people are seeing, but they're not seeing it, JR, just because you were logged off of your socials and all of that as very smart. My friend Adam does that as well. Friday, he checks out, spends time with his family, does this, he coaches his kids stuff, and he spends time in nature. That's a big thing for him. People aren't seeing it because they're too busy in their own algorithms. And this is why my show is called Fix Your Algorithm. I am seeing a different viewpoint of the world than you're seeing. You are seeing a different viewpoint of the world than your co-host on your show, Anthony Correo, is seeing. Everyone is seeing an algorithm based off of them, their interests, what the algorithm knows you're likely to click on, because every click you do, it's a little money goes into this pot and this part. And before you know it, those pennies add up to millions for people who are way smarter than we ever were 10 years ago because they figured that out. We are seeing different things. And while that scares the shit out of me, and you're just seeing it for the first time, and you're probably pretty disgusted by that, I've been seeing this since October. I've been seeing worse. I've been seeing, and then I'm reading comments of these really awful Nazi ideology. I mean, the people praising Hitler, he should have finished the job. And I'm reading it. So as a Jewish person, those first couple of weeks, I'm watching this unfold. And then slowly, like you said, it got worse and worse and worse. I had to detach at a certain point because I was at a point where I did not want to leave my house. I didn't go into Manhattan. I lived 20 minutes up the road from Manhattan. I did not go into Manhattan until last month, a month and a half ago. I live in a town called Nutley, New Jersey. It's the 30th. I learned this the other day. It's the 33rd International City of Peace in the world. Some kind of BS that they did, but there's all these monuments in the parks that made me feel good. They have fireworks down at the high school. We have friends that live by us that were barbecuing, and we hung out in the pool because it was a hot day. And we walked, and we had sparklers, and we walked down, and we watched fireworks, and there was no bullshit. We keep that stuff out of our neighborhood. I'm friends now with the police commissioner who I became friends with in October, just because I had a worry. I said, if this stuff spills over from the city that's 20 miles down, what happens? He said, know your county line and know your property line. I got to know the police force. I know that when the shit hits the fan, if I have that guy on my phone, I'm in better place than the people that are just trying to ignore it and say that, oh, nothing can happen. Bullshit. It could happen. And you never know what kind of underground things are brewing right now in the algorithms of these kids and these people that are caught up in this. Let's put it, they're terrorist movements. It's jihadi. It is extremists that have been around for my entire life. So seeing that is ridiculous. I mean, look, when you go and look at some of these other videos, I see this all the time. That was nothing what I just showed you. This is in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's letting this happen in there. From the river to the sea is a float. 4th of July parade celebrating America's independence outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. So it's the suburbs of Cincinnati. And with kids running, and there's from the same slogan I've been telling you that is illegal. How is the city of Cincinnati or whatever, these things where these things are popping up, and why are they allowed to happen? We have to fight now as Jewish people. We have to fight to tell you why things are anti-Semitic. I have to tell you why a swastika is anti-Semitic now. I have to tell you why attacking someone or not letting them walk through a campus, a guy with a yarmulke, I have to now explain to people why that's anti-Semitic, because they're trying to tell me that, oh, they're overreacting. This is about Israel. This isn't about Jews. No, it's 100% about Jews for a lot of these people. And because you had deep-seated Jew hatred, it was easy for that to unlock in your head. So I don't want to go into this as much because we're going to be going into more details. And luckily, I'm interviewing people that are going to be able to say the things for me. I think it's time for a break. Hopefully these kids will figure it out. Hopefully we'll be able to get back on track with our education system. I'm not optimistic, but I sure as hell gonna try. Fix your algorithm. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.